Blackrock Mountain Launch Invitational brought to you by Amazon App Store, where you can get 10% off when you buy using the Amazon coin systems. Of course, we're giving away some cool stuff. Amaz said before the break to type in !raffle. So just in case you haven't seen enough of it in chat, or by off chance you were embedded and now you have an opportunity, you can do it in chat, or you can again follow ArchonHS on Twitter. Next, we have RDU versus SjoW. This one's going to be really fun because I haven't seen SjoW in a while. I think the last competition I saw him was in the ESL tournament where he lost to Magic Gaming, in fact. So I think that was a long time. And then he went on vacation and they started streaming again, and now he's returned. So it's going to be a good 2015. Can't wait to see what SjoW's got.
Yeah, obviously he's really, really good with Warrior, so I'm expecting him to bring it. And Warrior's in a pretty good spot right now, especially with all the Face Hunters and Freeze Mages lying around. So yeah, I would be interested to see what kind of Warrior he brings. I mean, Control Warrior is kind of like the 25 cards and change 5 cards kind of deck. It's been pretty
for now
sorted out. So even the
just wait,
cards,
Amaz. Just wait until people figure out what Grim Patron is all about. Because that card I lost to so many times today because I was like, well, all right, cool. And it works on Commander and then a Grim Patron. And I realized that my Quartermaster actually is not that great when it's like he just keeps hitting it and he keeps getting more Grim Patrons.
What rank were you though?
I was like ranked 10 or 9. I just started my climb. I mean,
I'm 10 or 9.
What rank are you right now, Amaz? The season just started.
I think
what rank are you?
Something. Yeah, but I haven't seen a single Grim Patron deck, so I was like, I don't know what you're talking about. But yeah, RDU, of course, he's been around a lot, so it's good to see him back again. He's gonna run Druid, Hunter, and Mage, 3 of the most solid classes right now, and of course, SjoW bring his Warrior along with Druid and Mage.
Yeah, you know, I think Warrior is synonymous with SjoW's name here at this point. So I think him putting Warrior is not a surprise. I guess the question becomes, what Hunter will RDU, or sorry, how much impact will the Hunter have now that RDU's brought this? And more importantly, like, is RDU, is there any power in the city of in the city in Romania that he's in? Because look at how dark it is. I can barely see him.
Yeah, is it really late for him right now? Actually, it is.
It's like 1 a.m.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it's 7 a.m. over where I am. So -6 would be 1. So that would make sense. Yeah.
Somebody better turn on the lights or something. It's really bad for your eyes to play for that long. But hopefully, RDU can make this quick. We're gonna start things off with Druid versus Warrior, and that's not good for SjoW.
No, it's kind of like a repeat of the first series, right?
Yeah, almost the same exact way too. The player that was on our POV was Warrior, and his opponent had Wild Growth.
Oh my god, look at that hand. That is like the dream hand, right? Has to be. Has to be the best. Turn 1
yes, Innervate Shade into Wild. I'm pretty sure you guys saw this like a lot in the earlier day in the Pinnacle, so
yeah.
It's kind of what Druid does. I guess there is no turn 3 play off the Wild Growth. There's nothing for 4 mana yet, but there's 2 chances to draw into it. And RDU is going to be in a really good spot.
Oh man, like, there's so few decks that can actually deal with a turn 1 Shade. The only one I can think of right now is actually Temple Mage, really enough, with Flame Cannon. But other than that, I think there's nothing else that can actually deal with this.
No, you're absolutely right. And there's... Yeah, I don't understand how SjoW can do this now that he's got Pilot Shredder on curve. Dang.
God. Well, RDU is playing like a god, and SjoW, being the warrior god, is starting to lag behind a little bit. Oh no, what does he need right here?
Well, I think RDU is debating whether or not he wants to kill off this this Armorsmith. Taskmaster is a legitimate concern because then it trades, and the Pilot Shredder is not that high of an impact. Just try to think about the attacks, if it's worth it or not. You have 2 4/3s. Seems reasonable.
It seems really reasonable to attack there because if, for example, SjoW can kill one of the 4/3s, like the Shredder, he might as well unveil the Shade because he can't kill the Shade anyways. But unfortunately for RDU, SjoW does have to execute as well with the Axe. So,
a Micro Machine.
Oh, that's not that useful right now, unfortunately. It's
one of my favorite 2-drops, though.
Oh, just because of the sound it makes?
Well, no, oh yeah, but also
Oh,
because I think it's funny. Like you got a sludge belcher now. It's like now that
oh,
thing's just gonna keep growing.
that's
How do you
true.
deal
It
with
is.
that?
That's true. That's true. Huh. I didn't really think of the sludge belcher there. I didn't really see it, but wow, this can go crazy.
That thing is shade on speed. Like if shade decided to burn twice as fast but twice as bright and as a result fizzle out, it's that micro machine.
Hmm. Okay.
That's like the equivalent of a stim pack from StarCraft. That's kind of what it is. This thing's gonna go to a 5 attack minion the next time it comes around to show's turn.
Unless shows picks up an answer here, and no, that's not. It's not quite it.
Well, this is really awkward. It's like, well, I spent my turn just playing a shield block and I'm passing it.
Yeah,
And
this is a problem.
you know
Wow,
what's
another shirt too. Jesus.
also very interesting to note is that this has all come down from a single pilot shredder. So it's done 4 damage plus 6, and potentially even more if this thing still can't get dealt with. So it's done 10 damage so far. That one pilot shredder,
Oh,
maybe even
jeez.
16.
Yeah, that's a very valuable pirate shredder right there, and show still can't deal with it like at all.
Um,
I,
dude, I
I
think Show's just gonna lose.
I think so. You just die at this point. Like RDU has such like you would say think that RDU only has Ancient of Lore, but Savage Roar is really good as well. Uh,
This micro, if he gets Savage or he dies, you're right.
I guess
And
now you can use BGH on
yeah.
the Micro Machine.
Oh, you're right.
Is
That's why I
that even
put Big Game
good?
Hunter to answer the micro machine, which was dropped off the pilot shredder.
Wow. Yeah, Emperor's
Oh
really
boy.
helpful.
You know, this wasn't a really good matchup to begin with, but you know,
Just
when RDU has that kind of draw to start things off with that kind of roll, I don't know. This is not looking good for Show in terms of the omen of the series. This is not a very good start.
I look at Show's face right now and I kind of want to Bible with them. Like it's so sad. Like it's like he feels so helpless, you know? It's just it's such a
man.
helpless situation to be in. I don't know.
So yeah, I guess you just tap out. No need to show anything else to your opponent if you're gonna lose. Just let that druid do the druid thing. And that wraps up the first game. I was kind of expecting that micro machine to have the last hit. That would have been awesome if Show passed it, and then let his opponent have the final attack. Because that thing grew to what 8. So if it got the next hit, it would have done 24 damage in one game. Nuts.
That's one of the best Micro Machines I've ever seen, especially when you can protect it, right? With the Belcher. So
Yeah, that Belcher
at
was
least
so big.
at least that's over. Show is not gonna be able to need to see any more innovate wild growth shenanigans this whole series. But he's down 1 game, so we'll have to see if he picks it up.
It seems like Druid is one of the most popular choices post Blackrock Mountain. Is it solely because of the Emperor of Thaurissan here?
Yeah, I mean Emperor makes it so that you can actually turn 6 Emperor and turn 7 combo. And naturally, druids have a lot of cards. They usually only play 1 per turn, right? With like a Shredder or like a Belcher or like an Ancient of Lore. So if you have like 4 to 5 cards in your hand, Emperor's gonna gain value anyways. So it's a pretty sweet deal. I think Emperor just made Druid really, really good. One of the best decks to put him in.
And why Mage? Because I thought people, if Druid is really good, and
Mhm.
Warrior is good, and why would Mage come back if say why would Freeze Mage be so popular the first 2 matches here post Blackrock Mountain?
Yeah, that's actually quite interesting. Freeze Mage is very popular because I think it's more or less from the meta before Blackrock Mountain came out, where Freeze Mage is just really good across the board. We see how good it was in the previous tournaments of like Via Game and whatnot, right? So yeah, people might not have adapted as fast as quickly, right? I mean,
Sure.
Druid and Warrior from Show. That's 2 really good decks against the Freeze Mage, and we might see a repeat where Show just sweeps the freeze mage, like how Firebat swept Savage sweeps freeze mage and can never win a game. So I would actually prefer players play mech mage right now.
Wow. Amaz wants the people to play Mech Mage.
No, like no,
Write
not
that
like,
in your quote books for 2015.
no, like if you bring mage, a mech mage would be better. But oh, it looks like RDU is actually running tempo mage.
Yes, Tempo Mage. This is one of my favorite decks to play. And you know what? Even to watch, I think it's really fascinating because I love the dynamics between how it scales from the mid to late game. Yeah, it's really cool. But how does it do against the Warrior? What do you think?
It doesn't do as well against the warrior, but it's definitely better. Better than the freeze mage, right? So yeah, you want
Yeah.
to try to look for your explosive turns with like Kirin Tors and like Mad Scientist and like put a lot of stuff on the board so that the warrior needs to go a lot of face, and then you just put on more stuff. And if you develop a weapon, you really need to have something else to follow up. For example, if you War Axe on turn 2, you need to find a 3-drop. If you've Desperate on turn 4, you need to find a 5-drop. And so far, SjoW has none of those really set up just yet.
Well, he's got big game hunter. I don't know if he wants to command tempo that much,
No.
considering that there is Doctor Boom in the deck, so you might want to save it. Mana Worm, does Mana Worm give away everything about this deck if you're SjoW? Like just seeing that turn 1, you're like, okay, that should be tempo mage.
Yeah, it does. Because Mech Mage don't run the Mana Worm at all, right? Cogmaster is usually the preferred 1-drop. That's really healthy. So yes.
Whatever happened to that really aggressive mage that guys like the Fishu really likes running? You know, where like the Ice Lances and the Sorcerer's are pendants and stuff.
Yeah.
With
And double
Mana.
Weapons, right?
Yeah.
No, I
Was
guess
it because of Undertaker nerf?
Maybe it's because of Undertaker nerf, or maybe because Face Hunter is just better, right? Face Hunter does achieve the job better because the
Of
hero
course.
part's like.
How could I forget? You're right.
But the hero part is twice as strong, so naturally you want to play Hunter instead.
Yeah, that's a really good point. You have Ice Lances every turn with hero power.
Ice Lances. Draw a arcane shot and use it for 2 mana, right? That's basically the hero power.
Well, RDU picks up some okay spells. I mean, I really like being able to leverage Frostbolt and Fireball to try and really command the board. This Armor Smith is just annoying to SjoW, but the most important thing is that he still has this Zone Death Spite, so he can answer this Pilot Shredder. What will pop off of it? Maybe another Micro Machine just for good laughs. That'd make me happy.
Is it? I think SjoW might have nightmares if that actually happens.
Ship's cannon.
Alright, not quite. Shield Slam is gonna take care of that. Shield made it, the Armor Smith is not a good target for Execute, so it's not probably gonna be used on that.
Well, Mage is getting tempo. It's just staying ahead, and you might think it's not like that big of a deal, but Armor Smith just racking up damage over time, keeping Mage just a little bit of pressure, and most importantly, it's Warrior's not stabilizing and being able to drop the bombs ahead of time. It's very reactive.
Yeah,
and there's a lot of damage in the Mage's hand. Look at it.
It's actually quite the point you brought up with the 1 damage is actually quite relevant because we do see face hunters use the Hunter Creeper, and it's basically half a hero power every turn for free, right? So yeah, that 1 damage is quite relevant. But now the Dr. Boom is going to be met by a BGH. That's a pretty good response to that. However, the Boombots are still gonna be a little bit tricky to deal with.
Yeah, I'm so hesitant, and I really like this hold from SjoW. I'm really hesitant to take any extra additional damage because those boombots, every single hit that it creates, the more they bump, the more armor you gain.
Yeah.
All right, flame cannon straight down the middle.
Not the target RDA wanted to see there, I think. I think the Armor Swift would have been a better one. Just because it has 3 health. So,
yeah, it's been really valuable so far.
Boombot is gonna... Oh, it hits the 4 board
Wow.
3 anyways. Alright, it doesn't matter. Oh, man.
Well, he had to win the 50-50 on hitting the Armor Smith and the 50-50 to kill it. So, really nice outcome from RDU. Again, SjoW Starting to edge back on board ever so slightly.
Right.
But does he have enough time? I mean, there's a lot of pressure that's going to be coming out here soon from RDU's end.
RDU really wants to look for a 3-drop to fit in the Lothep into the 3-drop as well.
Mm.
Frostball and Fireball are just there to kind of finish the game, and with the Warrior at 30 health, more or less, doesn't seem like that's gonna happen anytime soon. If he doesn't draw a good drop, it's probably gonna be Frostball. Yeah, is that good?
That's pretty good. You were thinking about dropping Lothep just because you wanted to get minions and getting all that damage in, but
sure,
having really cheap stuff is also really nice.
Yeah.
Especially if it's protected by Lothep. That's so problematic because there's 2 taunts that you have to go through.
Yeah, that is true. But what can I say? The Emperor here actually doesn't do too much. It just reduces the cost of 2 cards by 1. So it's not the worst thing that could happen to SjoW, I guess.
You're right. It's very positive the way to spin things. Dr. Boom comes into the hand. I wish we started counting. I guess we can count backwards, but I want to count how long that armor spin's been alive for Mage.
Oh, Steel Portal could be really big here. What does it get? Oh, whoa!
Oh wait, that's relevant because he's getting armor.
Oh my god!
What, is that I think that's called a siege engine, and what it does, it's a 6. Is it a 5/5? It's a 5/5 that gains attack every single time you gain armor.
Yeah, so it could get possibly super big here. Wow.
Who's the actual Control Warrior player here? I don't even know anymore.
Oh wow, actually, RDU decides that he can't really play that. He had to ping, so he had to ping the SjoW made it. He was already playing.
It costs 1 now because of the Emperor.
Oh my god.
A 1 mana 5/5.
That is just pretty gross. Well, did you like that though? Did you like the Lothep play over the Siege Engine play?
Because I guess he's afraid of like brawl, right? He'd rather it can take his whole entire turn, I suppose.
Right. But I mean, it feels like this turn is the turn that you can start racking up armor, and actually the Siege Engine is really, really good.
That's true. That's true. And he did he already play his Big Game Hunter? He did, right? Oh, that was a previous.
Big Game Hunter's played already, so I guess if the Siege Engine goes to like crazy shenanigan levels, it's only going to be met by a SjoW Slam or a SjoW or Execute, right? So, well,
I agree. I agree, Amaz, because you know what? I think the people watching would have loved it too. It would have been really fun. Because I mean, this is what happens. You won with Micro Machine. Now, if you won with C Engine, like just things that keep growing out of control and power, like can you imagine the tilt? Like the life tilt SjoW would be on.
Oh,
He'd punch the next available thing that's in his sight.
Oh, that is tilting too, right?
Yeah. That is extremely titillating. I have no idea how he would be able to survive that. Like this, it's just like the thing it barely survives, and it's just enough damage where it's like you might just die next turn because of hurt.
That attack, that must hurt.
Silence ends the game here.
No.
Mana Worm.
Did Temple Mages even run Silence? I don't think so. Can't imagine.
You know what? That's a really good point.
Yeah.
Maybe Polymorph or I don't know. I was just throwing it out there. You could get past
Polymorph is a legit card. Yeah, but I don't imagine Silence being run.
Fair enough. Fair enough. So I amend my previous statement. It Polymorph would have ended the game. You're right.
Yeah, that's a good point to make.
It's time, RDU. It's time to show him what you got off the Unstable Portal.
Yeah.
Because when they hold it this long, you make it think like you got whiffed, when it's not the case.
Yeah, okay, so Fireball, this is fine.
Yep.
Siege Engine needs to come down here. It's just so good. You're kind of all in at this point, but if you're playing Temple Mage against Control Warrior, you're kind of... No!
He wants to play around Big Game Hunter. Okay.
Well, 2 Big Game Hunters in Warrior is pretty rare, but why not, I guess, because there's only 1 more attack. Right. Siege Engine, what a troll.
He's still representing lethal anyways.
Yeah. Well, actually, SjoW right now, he's going to probably attack and execute and Alex Straza. Feels Feels
Not a
right.
bad, not a bad. I mean, he's stabilized here.
Stabilize, yes. It's so funny. The CJ goes to 11 attack before it dies.
It's like frothing berserker levels. Oh man,
Uh,
that's a lot of health from the. You know, I think this is therapeutic for any mage enthusiast. Like warriors on 4 health. Mage is the one with like an insane armor stack. But the problem is Mage has no cards. So as much as this might be a reversal of roles here, he's still in a very awkward spot. Like, how does RDU end the game here?
I don't think he can.
I mean, 7 damage this turn.
Or 8, I guess. Or yeah, 7, 7. Sorry. I think the RD is only out as unstable portal.
And stable portal into
Something. Jiraxis.
Jiraxis.
Izera.
Yeah.
Something that gives you more stuff to do.
Fair enough. He should unstable portal into the future, grab Nefarian, and play that. Get 2 spells from Warrior, and then just mess with SjoW even more. Because I love all of the RNG that's come out of RDU so far this series. It's been good.
Sounds good. But yeah, I mean, healing yourself, why not? Don't want to take any risk of Pyroblast or something silly. Oh, yeah, that, like you said.
Yeah. Well, hey, look, if he hits Alexstrasza, then, I mean, he's got a way to keep putting pressure on.
Oh, look at those guys! Look at those guys' face!
Hey, in the past, Frag's been unfaithful to RDU, and again it misses! No!
Oh.
That...
Man, RDU... I don't think RDU's rag ever hits.
No. And you would know, Amaz.
Yeah. It's not only that, it's RDU's... Whenever you play against RDU, and you use Ragnaros, it always goes to the right spot, like every single time.
Oh, okay. I was thinking, like, what if he just, like, lets Baron get and live and just keeps shredding him away? But I guess the shield block really puts him out of range. Is there any possibility? I don't think so. Like, how far is Warrior to the deck? I was like, is there any possibility that he can just drag this out into the fatigue stages?
Actually, you know what? If RDU was running a burn card, he would have kept the Baron Get alive, I think. Because it effectively stops SjoW from armoring up. But, okay, that's a cover.
Nice. It's pretty good. No, that's not meant to be. Series is tied. SjoW wins with Warrior. And, you know, Mage is still around from RDU. That's the cool news. But he's going to have to figure out what he wants to do for the rest of the series, especially because I think his opponent has Druid and Mage himself. Yeah,
I think that's actually cool that RDU gets to use his Mage again because I want to see it in action. I mean, the Unstable Portal into Siege Engine was pretty hype. I want to see what else it brings. I think it's one of my favorite cards, and it's also a very, very good card. Unfortunately, only Temple Mage can use it. It doesn't really make sense in Mech Mage or Freeze Mage, so it's a shame.
Yeah, that's a really good point. Unstable Portal is a lot of fun. Just look no further than the Clash Challenge, which has come out. If you haven't played Blackrock Mountain the first wing yet, and you're still finding reasons to not buy it, just play it for the Mage Clash Challenge alone. 30 Unstable Portals against your opponent, which sometimes plays Millhouse Mana Storm. I don't know why. I mean, I do know why, but like, come on, Blizzard. Come on.
That's a good class challenge. I like it.
I mean, they gave it to us. What's next? More deck slots? No.
Well, what's next might be that we have for example, like a Seed Story tournament where all of our decks are like 30 West Spinners, 30 Unstable Portals.
Oh, that would be epic. Just pure RNG fest.
Oh, yeah.
There's a lot of ways we can branch off of that and fire shots, but we're just going to go ahead and take the high road out and talk about our next. Yeah, we'll just transition out immediately. Our next game is either between Druid and Hunter or Druid and Mage here. And I'm thinking that Hunter's still pretty good. The only question mark is what did SjoW bring Mage-wise, and I think that's still a little bit scary, right? Because it's basically could be anything at this point. We've seen all 3 types: Mech Mage today, Freeze Mage, and the Tempo Mage.
Yeah, I think it's actually quite interesting because remember, Ferdinand, back in like 6 months ago, I guess, Mage was basically the unplayable class. Remember? Like nobody played Mage
Right
at
before
all.
GVG, you're right. Freeze Mage was seen as like this really neat niche, like, maybe you could bring it on Last Hero Standing and ban Warrior, but some people failed awfully with that strategy.
Right.
Some people worked pretty good. Seat Story Cup, for example, I know that they tried that. I'm not sure exactly what's going to happen this time around. Oh, okay, so we're queuing up, and it looks to be Mech Mage.
Yep. Mage against Face Hunter.
Face Hunter.
And I guess the main deciding point with this matchup is if SjoW draws his Inertrons, which are really, really good, and of course Blast Mage, which just kills off your opponent's whole board. So those are the two main cards for the Mech Mage here. But otherwise, Face Hunter is a favorite if those cards aren't drawn.
All right, well, the most important thing is that cards like Inertron often go 2-for-1 in this matchup, and you just do not want to lose control for board because that Unleash the Hounds, especially when paired with Knife Juggler, is so devastating. And whoever can really command control of the board early and make sure that you get that stacking damage, especially if you're Mage, will be in a good spot.
Yeah. It's two face decks like this is actually quite funny because they're both gonna go face until one person decides that they can't race anymore and then they trade. And then usually the person who trades falls behind. So with that mentality, you never want to trade, right? Because if you trade, you lose.
Whoever's the first to blink.
Yep.
We have an interesting couple of plays. Ardu did draw into that explosive trap, and he also has a couple of other ways to fill up the board here, or try to go for the juggles. There's a lot of choices in Moz. What are you feeling here from Ardu's point of view?
I mean, if he's feeling like it, then he can juggle it into abusive and try and clear the Clockwork Gnome. But wow, oh, he actually goes with the explosive shot. That's actually quite interesting. So now
I don't know if I mind that, right?
Well, I don't think it's the best choice.
Why not?
I don't know. Like the thing here is that SjoW can actually get rid of the explosive trap really, really easily, and then develop more stuff. So the explosive trap is not really that effective, if anything. I would have liked to see Ardu play more minions here, especially like maybe even double abusive and push for more damage.
Okay. I think, yeah, you actually bring up a really good point. The fact is that it's really low impact for this trap. Normally, if you're not able to do anything, oh no!
Oh, actually bluff SjoW. That is really interesting. I'm thinking like SjoW, right? I mean, why would you ever play explosive trap there? And I guess SjoW got bluffed. Wow, that might be like an advanced play by RD. Like at first I was like, oh, I don't like that play at all. I guess that was the best play if SjoW is gonna do that,
The play is a lot better the better your opponent is. Sometimes if your opponent's the worst player, it doesn't really matter. So in this case, he outthought SjoW on the next level.
Yeah, you need to. I guess SjoW thought it was Snake Trap, right? Because otherwise, why would you do that? You would just hero power instead.
Right.
You would never play explosive trap there. And man, the mind games RDU, not bad.
It could be also because of his delay, right? He delayed his decision for a while, so
yeah.
If it looked like it might have been like a hard or an easy trap to play, so it adds to the mystique, so to speak. And SjoW has fallen for RDU's trap card.
SjoW got mystique by RDU. I see.
Absolutely. Well, there's still comeback potential with the Hunter, especially with two Knife Jugglers. I never doubt the potency of this deck ever, especially climbing back on a board with a lot of small, fragile minions. Just takes Unleash the Hounds one time to just destroy everything and everybody you've ever known and loved.
Wow, that's pretty aggressive there.
I've ran into some mean mech mages before, man.
Oh, there is a snake trap.
There is a snake trap. Oh,
that's actually pretty funny. Oh man.
Wait, so you just play the Knife Juggler in the snake trap, right? So that you get some juggles on?
Do you double Knife Juggler and snake trap?
Dude, that's.
Well, the thing
is that too obvious? I think that's too obvious.
If it's too obvious, then for example, Show is just gonna go face, and you can't really win the race right now because you're one turn behind, right? Both health values are equal, and Show's gonna whack in with 4 minions, whereas RDU whacks in with 3 minions the turn after. So RDU is a bit late right now, but I don't know. Show might get mind games again, right?
Just play the knife jugglers and then draw Unleash the House next turn. So what every good hunter does.
That's true.
So let's see see how good RDU is at hunter in the next couple turns here.
Oh man, I like RDU is taking a long time again because Show fell for it the first time. Oh my god. All right. Oh, he's doing it. He's doing it.
Yeah, I
so
like it,
funny.
honestly. It's there's some really good potential with this.
And the knife juggler also. You know what I would want to see? I would have wanted to see RDU hit the Worgen Infiltrator into the Mech Corporal. That would have been boss.
Oh, and then
That
made
would
it,
have
but
been
then
so good.
right. So then you make it believe like it's explosive trap.
No, you basically make Show's head upside down.
Oh no! The juggler! Oh no! Abort! Stop him! No! Oh, this is so bad. The Visa Sergeant might just die in the crossfire.
No, all the actually survive here because we do see a green circle, yeah.
Right.
So it's kind of like a spoiler alert, but oh man, that
two
was
juggles to
funny.
the face.
Wow.
Wow.
Show is so bamboozled right now.
Dude, he just got completely mind freaked twice over.
Oh
Dang. Well, he actually, keeping those minions to trade in is actually a really big deal. Killing on that knife juggler, being able to trade in effectively, that's really good news.
Yeah, imagine if the knife juggler actually killed 1 or 2 more minions. That would have been so good. Oh my
quick
god.
shot.
That is so
Okay.
good.
So I know that you guys have seen Quick Shot a few times today, but I was being told that it is like the best card in the entire set. And by guys like Chalky and Raynette, and they're saying like, it's gonna be so sick. It's like the best card in the set. And it's, in this scenario, I'm trying to evaluate it. It looks really good. Just because
It's really good.
Just have to pick another charger for 3 mana. Boom.
Yeah, it's a dark bomb with an upside. So
yeah,
it's like
you can rat the face for 3 and draw a card. Twitch chat streams have been realized.
Oh man, but now if Artie doesn't clear, he's gonna die. So he goes in and it clears 1, kind of like wait, what's that word called? Where you kind of like take a half measure. Yeah, dude, Trump loves taking half measures a lot. So
right, hedging the bets.
There you go. Good job, Frodan.
Thank you. I would hope I would know that term because I know Admirable and a few of those guys always talk about it. I think it's a really appropriate way to do things. Just because like right now RDU's still trying to pressure. In the end, I don't think he can win the catch-up game here. So I like hedging bets. Right now there's 6, 9, 15, 16 damage if this board goes untouched. Say he froze Snow Chugger on the off chance that he wanted to get a weapon. There's still 1 damage off from Show. So RDU still has 2 turns to work with as far as we know, unless Show draws in something else here.
Yep, it's only 7 damage plus a fireball here. Shredder is pretty good, I guess, because now you can ping the board and clear it. Show basically the goal here is to not die next turn and also have lethal the turn after. So he's gonna do that, and that's good. Only 1 Shredder needs to survive for lethal, so that's probably gonna happen. Very nice play.
Okay.
Something random Huffer is not gonna be too good here.
Yeah. Well, is it Doomsayer time, or do you not feel confident in that, or is it not necessary? I mean, we know, of course, if he doesn't, he's dead. Yeah. But it might be something you think about for sure if you're RDU.
Is there a card that you can top deck that deals 5 damage? I mean, Leroy, I guess. So if RD thinks he can draw Leroy, then he should not trade. I mean, actually trading for 1 is fine. Yeah, you know what? This is good. Because if you top deck Leroy next turn, you're going to win anyways. So yeah, I think that's fine. But now, of course, Show just takes this.
Wow. Oh my god! Oh, that's so poetic! I love it! The story is so rich, Amaz. Once upon a time, RDU had the double juggles. with the double jugglers, and now he ends the game with it.
Yeah.
Man, that was an awesome game.
I
That's
don't
so
know.
hilarious.
I think SjoW got really lucky there that about like what 4 knives went for the face. Like he was so
Right.
bamboozled, and already played that so nice with the
Yeah.
fire with the explosive trap bluff at the at the first turn, and then the reverse bluff. Oh man, oh RD should have won that one, but good.
Right.
SjoW got pretty lucky there, so it's gonna
He,
be
he,
time.
he gets wrong twice, effectively. And now, and it's so funny. Again, the two pilot shutters dropped 2 knife jugglers. I think that's symbolic for that entire game. What a fun series so far, guys. And we're going to potentially have SjoW win the entire series if he takes the next one with his Druid deck, I believe. And RD still has Hunter and
A tempo mage.
yeah, she has a tempo mage remaining as well. And I feel like he's still in a position to definitely take it out. But, Druid supposed to be okay against the Face Hunter deck. Although, it hasn't always worked that way. Earlier in the Pinnacle, right, the Druids were getting taken out by that Face Hunter.
There were no druids that actually beat a face hunter. No,
Yeah,
there was
scary stuff. Scary
I
stuff.
don't know. Like Wild Growth is a card that you think is really good, right? Because it just ramps you up. But Wild Growth is actually one of the worst cards in the Face Hunter matchup because it actually prevents you from hero powering. So you actually like get behind a board even more. And because you can only play 1/3 per turn, you really need to draw those Sludge Belchers, Druid of the Claws, and Ancient of Lores, and everything else you don't really care to see. Not the easiest matchup for Druid. So
For sure.
yeah.
I'm just trying to think about how Tempo Mage fares off, and I think if there's Mirror Entity and you can gain any kind of tempo against it, it'd be really nice as well. So, Artie, by all means, can bring it back into game number 5 and win this entire series, and then face off against Firebat into the top 4. Oh, we have to update the graphic real quick. That mage was a win for SjoW. That was a mech mage, that is.
Yeah.
The Druid deck still is yet to remain unseen, but it's pretty much just the mid-range Druids, right? I don't think Ramp Druids or Token Druids or anything else has made a comeback recently.
I think because everybody wants to play with the new card, and Emperor only fits. Like, it fits really, really well in double combo Druid, right? So this is kind of like the easy go-to. Anybody who, differs from the norm would be seen as like an outcast. So if you win with a deck with like being special, then you get a lot of attention. But at the same time, if you lose with a deck, people go like, "Why didn't you just bring this instead?" Right?
It's true. I just want to see people use Grim Patron, man. But not until the whole.
Yeah, you want to use one?
Sure.
Yeah,
I
okay.
will next weekend. I'm playing as Lothar anyways. It doesn't really matter what I play.
No, come on, Frodan. I think people would like to see you win.
Thanks.
You got the Frodan boys.
That's right. Trump's not there, so I have to win on his behalf. So we got that.
Okay.
We have a very slow start from RDU. As a Tempo Mage, your goal is to have something to do the first few turns as fast as possible. And you only have Sorcerer's Apprentice and a counterspell.
Oh, pointing at Wild Growth.
Yeah. So chances are he's going to use his Innervate to try and hit something, basically almost anything he draws, sort of like an Ancient of Lore and a combo piece.
So SjoW believes. SjoW is a believer.
It's very optimistic.
That's actually very optimistic.
Yeah, it's sort of likely though, right?
No,
The
I mean,
only
like,
awkward thing is,
Shredder? Like Shredder would be. Oh yeah, so that's kind of awkward, I guess.
Yeah. At least he can do something though. Still Wrath for 3, pass it back.
Well, an inflated out Thessarian is
so
actually
funny.
pretty insane.
Oh, it's so funny. Like either way, it messes with SjoW.
It does it now. Oh man, actually, yeah, it doesn't. Yeah, you have to play.
And
Shredder
now he
because
knows it's not mirrored.
You need to play Shredder because you don't want your Emperor to be mirrored.
Absolutely not. Now, there's no guarantee that it's counterspell, right? Because duplicate is possible, or no in Tempo Mage.
In Tempo Mage, duplicate could be run as like the mirror entity of not the mirror entity, as the arcane intellect of Tempo Mage. So there is a little bit of a possibility, but usually it's going to be 2 mirrors plus 1 counterspell. That's usually the secret setup.
Okay. Yikes. SjoW doesn't really have an easy way to play the turn. Normally, you like to keep a big game hunter, but there's two things. One, it gets challenged, and two, you know this deck and your opponent has Ragnaros and whatnot, so you'd want to keep that big game hunter as your answer as the Druid player. Just not desirable at all to drop BGH here.
No, not at all. Ragnaros is.
But do you want to concede that much tempo to your opponent, Amaz?
Well, it's not that much. I mean, you're only playing a 2-health creature, and it just trades with the silences, so I think it's fine. Just keep it. Well,
yeah.
What do we have? Oh! That's actually pretty good.
Great. It contests whatever comes out.
Yeah, that's actually what the better drops, because if you ping it, then RDU can't really drop down anything anyways.
Exactly. These shredders have delivered. What comes out next? I bet like Patient Assassin, so that it challenges the Emperor.
Well, I don't think Emperor's gonna come down.
Oh, I saw 1/1. I got really hyped, man. I was like, dude, did that happen?
Wait, what? Oh, what? SjoW is giving him an Emperor? Oh my! RDU is gonna have 2 Emperors?
Well, he's gonna trade 1 in, right? So he has another one.
Like,
there's no point in actually letting him keep it.
No. Why trade 1 in? We can just go face for this one. Oh no, just go face. 2 Emperors.
I guess it's because I don't want Druid to gain any kind of tempo if I'm gonna be gaining.
No, he's gonna trade with you for sure. How can he give you? How can he leave you with 2 Emperors? There's no way. That is a very good attack there.
Yeah. Okay. Good point. Fair point.
So stupid. So far before.
Well, that's is that one way to deal with it? No, not enough. Not enough mana. Oh gosh.
No, I guess you can trade the board, but
right.
Are you really happy about killing your own Emperor? No.
Not at all, man. Feels pretty bad.
Oh my god.
Feels pretty bad. And now the mage has such cheap stuff. 4 mana Savannahs, like you said.
Yeah, I don't think any
Flame Strike.
Nobody wants to trade the Emperor in because it's kind of bad, right? If you do your opponent's move for them, then you're wasting 5 damage. So it's kind of like the staring game again.
Right.
It's not stick as well for RDU. Very nice.
What an insane tempo play to just drop this Drake and Sylvanas and just start attacking a lot.
My god! What a
Flame
card! What a card! Flame Cannon is exactly what RDU wanted to see there.
Sick. Dude, I think SjoW is just gonna fall too far behind. Because now this whatever gets put out is just gonna get destroyed easily by the spells like Flame Strike and with spell power.
Yeah, I don't know. I think RDU has this game in the bag.
Mirror Entity, dude. Mirror Entity is so nasty. Because from that point on, like you said, it was really good choice there from RDU to attack the face. And now he's just gonna clear the board, or like he easily can just do whatever and play around the combo every single turn with the Lotheb.
You can just go all face here even. I mean, the Emperor's already done his job. Okay, fine. Milk the Emperor a bit more. Why not? 2 mana Sylvanas.
Sylvanas doesn't even need to get played. Oh, that's just like a big insult to show the fact that he drew this combo here and is not going to have impact whatsoever.
That's just too bad.
So, heal, yeah.
Just to stay alive.
Yeah. He's going to try, and maybe his opponent somehow...
No.
Okay, never mind.
No. Sorry.
He was 1 damage off lethal, but I was like, if his opponent somehow misplayed and like let him up, then there was a chance. But absolutely destruction comes down from RDU's Tempo Mage, and we're going to be going to the Hunter vs Druid to wrap up the series.
Pretty good. Another series going to the final game. All the 2 series just now that we saw are all pretty close, so it's pretty amazing.
Yeah, good stuff all around. And, Amaz has had a pretty long day so far, and he's hanging in there. And we're going to Game 5 every single time, and I feel your pain, buddy. Don't worry. This game will take, like, 5 minutes. Hunter
minutes?
versus it's Hunter versus Druid.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's decided in the first 5 minutes. I don't know if it's gonna be finished in the first 5 minutes, first 5 minutes, right? Because when Druid takes the board, they actually just keep on healing, and the Hunter keeps on doing damage, and then it's just kind of like trying to expend the Druid's resources like that. I don't think it's gonna end in 5 minutes. Do you think it's gonna end in 5 minutes?
Well, I was giving like an over and under, so
Okay.
5 minutes is like a nice number, so maybe it's like 7 minutes.
Mm.
I'll start timing.
Okay.
It's 4:34 exactly. And
Okay.
I'm already starting the timer. Wild growth. Well, wait,
wow.
wild growth you said is not even that useful.
Yeah, but it's useful if your opponent misses a 1-drop.
Oh, I guess with your opponent, I guess you play the abusive sergeant, or I guess you coin out the Haunted Creeper now that you're drawing
If you
that.
play the
too.
Haunted Creeper, you get a hero power next turn, so it's probably
There
right
you
to.
go.
Yeah.
Well, before his hand was looking very ugly.
Okay, so Wild Growth is pretty good here because you have nothing to hero power. It's a good card, but sometimes if your opponent starts, for example, if already start with double Leper Gnome and you Wild Growth, wow, you are so behind. Oh, interesting. Just develops a 2-1 here. Like usually people want to hero power, but against Druid, it's all about board, right? So it doesn't make sense for RDA to play this abusive like this.
Yeah, he's just trying to leverage the fact that his opponent probably would want a hero power next turn and to do something with the 2 remaining mana. So very good attack or decision there from RDU, and as a result pays off. He's put his opponent down to 20 health. We're 1 minute in, Amaz.
Yeah.
And he's a third of the way there.
Yeah, that's not bad. I mean, Abusive Sergeant, if they can actually use the attack as a charge, like the Battle Cry, it's basically another Leper Gnome, right? Because the damage is done already. If you have 4 Leper Gnomes in your deck, that's a pretty good deck.
Absolutely, and you've got more damage in the hand. That's the really powerful thing. Although you do have cards that might sit situationally there for a while, so I'm not sure if Quick Shot will be the game-ending, the cantrip that you've come to expect.
Yeah.
An interesting choice here for RDU in terms of whether or not what he attacks, but I'm pretty sure just going to the face is the right call when you have Leroy and the Unleash the Hounds there.
Surprise, surprise, Ferdinand. Going for the face is the correct play.
Sometimes you gotta stop and think about it.
Yeah. And then you go
collaborate
like,
and listen. But, you know, most of the time you're right. You go for the face. Wait. What if Hunter goes for the face and SjoW draws a Savage Roar? Then it's like, whoa, he actually wins.
Yeah, I mean, SjoW is playing to win here. If he draws a Savage Roar, it's actually win. So RDU kind of recognizes that. It's going to put on the Explosive Trap. I mean, Mad Scientist kind of deals 2 damage anyways when the Explosive Trap is out. So that's perfectly fine. He's going to play Leroy right here to set up for a good Unleash turn. Yeah, that's basically that. SjoW falls down to 7 health.
Maz, the game's 3 minutes so far. 3 minutes long. It's 4:37.
Oh my god.
I think 5. I should have put money on this bet because this game is going to end potentially before 5 minutes.
You're right. I think the game just ended. Oh! Actually, I don't really like that. I think I would have sacrificed the Shredder.
Oh, that's a good point.
You might get Tally Totem, you might get a Taunter. There are, like, that's really the only way you can win in this situation.
Actually, you're absolutely right. He still can. If he tacks into the Haunted Creeper and then activates it, there's still a remote possibility that he could get something, but it looks like it doesn't matter because there's Kill Command and Unleash next turn.
Yeah, I mean, SjoW could have actually cleared the board as well if he sacrificed the Shredder, right? So Shredder goes in, Shay goes in the Haunted Creeper here, and just the 1/1 trades. I don't know. I felt like that was better. Missed opportunity to stay alive.
Uh-oh, it's 4:38. SjoW, you better make your move so that way it ends before 5 minutes. So that way RDU can deliver the finishing damage. You're taking too long, bro. Okay, thankfully a roast here. Oh, man. Yeah, tough spot here. You know, all jokes aside, SjoW looks like he's dead. And RDU will move on to play Firebat. After this Face Hunter finally delivers on the promise that it's made, which is it can defeat the Druid's been losing all day to Face Hunters, so once again we're gonna see it deliver.
Well, I guess Face Hunter is officially good against Druid. I mean, this is
Play.
not a coincidence that this happens, but I think SjoW thought about the Unleash the Hounds a bit too early by sacrificing the Whelps into Leroy, because that's like the automatic thing you do, right? You want to give less targets for your opponent to unleash, but might have missed out on a very low percentage chance to actually come back from the game, but you want to take all you want. RD advances with triple check marks.
That's right.
Great.
Not bad. 4 minutes and 40 seconds, Amaz. That's how long the
Okay.
game took.
All right,
All
Face Hunter.
right. Touche. Yeah, that's right. I mean, I completely guessed 5 minutes, too. It was just lucky. All right. Well, guys, that's halfway through the round of 8. We're 2 matches in. We've got 7 total. We've got also a cool promotion going on here. As you see underneath the banner, you can save up to 10% by using Amazon coins. And the way that works is that you purchase Amazon coins, and then you use the coins as in-game currency to buy packs. And you actually get a discounted rate for doing that. It actually works out to be a lot more packs per dollar spent. And there's also a giveaway that Amaz, why don't you talk about a little bit on how they can get some cool Amazon coins for free?
Oh yeah, we actually resetted the raffle system every time we go to a break. So the first winner for the Amazon coin codes, which you basically enter by typing raffle in the chat every time we finish a series, is Game Over E. Game Over E. You have won $100 worth of Amazon coins in the App Store. So congratulations. The second winner is Suwari. So yeah, you guys just need to check your Twitch inboxes for the code, and yeah, go ahead and do that. So we're gonna choose another few winners in the break. So hopefully you can do that, and of course you can also favorite and follow Archon's post. So Archon HS, just search it out. There's only one post there, and we will be choosing 10 winners from that as well.
All right. Well, we are going to take a break and, definitely enter that raffle and look up more about what Archon is doing, as well as Amazon. So a big shout out to them. And when we come back, we're going to have more action here at the launch invitational for Blackrock Mountains.